Well, it's been a heck of a ride for that 10-year bond yield, which moved so violently back in February and March. It actually sent everyone back to the drawing boards. In fact, a lot of smart folks began modeling initially for a move to 2%. Many said it would happen by July 4th. Obviously, that didn't happen. In fact, the yield's been drifting back to earth and picking up speed to the downside. So now there's a brewing debate over just how smart the bond market is, and maybe if the stock market has not only a higher IQ, but EQ. I'm going to bring in Bianco Research President Jim Bianco. Now, Jim, I know a lot of old-timers will be aghast that we're having this conversation to suggest that the stock market is smarter than the bond market, but something's not. One of these asset classes is wrong about inflation.
You're absolutely right.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely right, because for go back to the '87 crash, the bond market would typically turn before the stock market and would give you clues. And now that over the last year has been really called into question. And I think the reason it's been called into question is the market is being dominated by the Federal Reserve. They're buying 120 billion, 1.5 a month, 1.5 trillion a year of bonds. And the signal that you expect from the bond market may not be that signal anymore because of all of the Fed buying. So now we're caught in, to use another old-timer phrase, Greenspan's conundrum, that the bond market is not behaving as people would have thought it was going to behave. But, you know, when you got $1.5 trillion buyer that's using printed money to do it, you're going to get weird things coming out of that market.
So then what does the Fed key off? I mean, do they look at these yields themselves and, do they ignore the fact that they're one of the main reasons it's not moving perhaps the way it should be moving? And how does the market ever get a chance to get in front of a potential major shift with the Fed?
Well, you're right. One of the frustrating things about the Fed is that they do key off these yields and they say, hey, look at the bond market's validating our policy. Investors are validating our policy. And it's like, no, you're the biggest investor that's validating your own policy is what you're doing. Eventually, I think if inflation is a big enough problem, and I am in the camp that it will be over the next, say, 6 to 18 months, bond yields will go up like they did through March. And that will then cause a rethink about the policies right now. Currently, you don't have that happening. Bond yields have retraced about 1/3 of the advance they had from last summer. So it's not enough, I think, to really call into question the trend. I still think the trend is higher. It's just kind of consolidating more sideways now before it sets the stage to go up. But yeah, they can continue to go up just like they did in January, February, and March.
Hey, I got a minute to go. Of course, anytime I get a chance to tap your brain, I've got to ask you about what's going on in the crypto market. It looks like volumes have dried up. They're sort of drifting. What's happening with this decentralized finance revolution? Is it on pause for now?
Pause is a good name for it because a lot of the levered 100-to-1 players got killed and blown out of this market in the May sell-off. They were a lot of the volume, so volume is down about 2/3, and the market is trending sideways. The long-term hodlers, or Rick Ashleys, if you want to call it, never give up on the market, are still there, and they're going to stay there in the market, I think, for a while. But what's going to take it to get to a new high is you got to drag somebody else into the market that's not in now, saying, I got to get in because it's a good prospect. Well, that's going to take getting rid of some of these regulation fears. That's what's holding back, I think, a lot of traditional financial money coming into the market is they're afraid about all this talk about China shutting this down and energy and dirty energy and everything else. Once that gets resolved, I think the uptrend can continue.
In the meantime, thank you very much. I got to now see the Rick Astley video over and over in my head, him with that infamous dance move. Jim, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.